Hello, guys. Welcome to Life Advice for Young People. I am here today with Dr. Kokofele. I'm going to ask him to introduce himself. Before I do that, the purpose of this program is to ask questions to our elders for young people how to become better in life, providing them with insightful information and wisdom from our elders. Dr. Kokofele, can you tell these young people who you are?
Salutation across the global village. Yes, Dr. Kokofele is the name. On academic, mine is a PhD upside down from the University of Nothing going on, because we deal with relevant matters that tells our story, an unapologetic story, with truth, honesty, and with empathy.
Thank you. The first question I want to ask you is this. What is your biggest fear, mistakes, or regret from your young age?
Regrets, I don't carry with me. Grudges, I don't carry with me. What empowers me is memories, childhood memories. So my first word to young people is to treasure the moment. Don't buy into the hype. Treasure your home. Whoever loves you and treasure you and spend quality time with you, those are the people that count. You see, there are a lot of societal definitions of what a family is. But that good old saying, it transcends across globally. It takes a community to bring up a promising and futuristic child. And nobody is limited. So, my concept in life, courtesy to my great-grandmother, Madam Dr Kokofele, may her soul journey and still lives with me every day, is that, and I quote, we are what we act. So when you think of negativities, they drown you. So I don't have things to regret about. Any negative thing that happens to you, if it doesn't kill, it strengthens you. So take any shortcomings. Don't be afraid of failure. If you don't venture, you don't fail. If you don't fail, you don't learn.
Thank you. What do you think the meaning of life is?
The meaning of life? Life, I say, the Creator offered us an oasis of an environment that we are rubbish in. So, the meaning of life is harnessing and equitably, with inclusivity in mind, sharing the provisions of our environment. With that, life is meaningful.
So, what would you tell young people to invest their time on?
Self, and self. When you take care of self, not selfishly, when you care for yourself, respect yourself, it's very easy to love, care, and respect others. No one is immune to shortcomings in life. So, neighborhoodness, thinking of your neighbor, Don't do unto others what you don't want others to do unto you.
Thank you. How important is the following: family, education, career, and the life of young people?
A community of neighborhoodness is a family. You see? So it is very important that we eat together, we laugh together, we cry together, we inspire. So family is very, very important. But don't go with that capitalistic definition of what a family is. That is a unit, a mother and a father. Mother's Day celebration, Father's Day celebration, this celebration. It brings some mental trauma to people because they are told you are fatherless, you are motherless, you are a single mother, you come from a single motherhood. You know what I mean? Those are all intoxicated words that confuse young children, especially in the Western concrete jungle. You know, they are great, priceless fathers. They are great, priceless mothers, grandmothers, big brothers. So whoever is surrounded to make that impact of a youth's life, of a child's life, is a family. So instead of celebrating all these breakdowns, titles, let us celebrate our communities. Let us call it Family Day, Community Day. So family is key, but family is not singular. Education. What is education? There are a lot of, we know, miseducated buffoons are running around. So education is not necessarily book education, because tools, when your mind is set to use your hands and your God-given talents, then you are really educated. Education, who are the successful? If I told you, I hate that word successful. Who are the movers and shakers that are making the difference? Who employ the PhDs running around? That's why my PhD is upside down. Education is important, but education with substance. You know, handy people, the one they used to call blue-collar jobs. Today we've realized that those are, you see, when you are educated, you are holistic, you're not limited. So education equals human capital development, and nobody takes it away from you. It takes you away from that wretched hope of dependency. You know, so education is key. Education of self, not education to make you think you are better than other people. And there was a last one to that.
Career.
What is career? Those are the modern day confusion. You see, you have these counselors in colleges, in high schools, in universities. Most of them are loaded with premeditated biases. They look at certain group of people and say, oh, that career is not good for you. You know how many people who would have been medical doctors, but because of who they are, they were told you cannot do this, you cannot do this, you cannot do this, oh, these people are better than this and do that. No. You know, create an opportunity for the innocent child, and that child can become anything that they want to be. So if you're a child, be critical from kindergarten, and that's where parenting and family comes in very important. We should teach our children there's no age to start impacting the relevancy of self-reliance and self-resistance. Tell them to be critical. Whether it is a pastor, they call this preacher and preaching, people are confusing children. Whether it's school principals, we know the history of the miseducated institutions, how they've deprived certain group of people. Yeah. So those are the things that we have to impact. Critical thinking. Career. What is career? Self-development.
What decision you made as a young person that has affected your life till now, either in a positive way or in a negative way?
As I said earlier, I don't go with negativities. There are certain things as a human being, I'll say, I wish I've followed my heart. Since childhood, I was always very defiant, but very respectful. But you can't just tell me this is black, and I tell you it is black. I'll tell you why is it black. And growing in those days where every elder was a parent to you. And thank God I had a father and a grandmother who instilled in me that as long as you are respectful in criticalizing critical matters, feel free to do. And they live to their words, because every time an elder was challenged respectfully, they came to narrate a different story of being disrespected. And my good old father would always say, so how did he disrespect you? And they would never come with an answer, And he would say, did he challenge you about something? Did you say a mango is a banana and he told you no? You know what I mean? So, yeah, we have to be critical. Criticality is not disrespectful, So, if there were things I reminisce or I go to if I've taken earlier, but because of sometimes society actually makes us derail our train, because some family do not see a talent in you, or if they see it, they go to society and say, oh, but that's not something you should do. I've always been a comedian since I was born. You know what I mean? From the day I was born in the hospital, they told me my shit spread right in the face of doctors and nurses. And I was laughing, and nobody have ever stopped laughing. But I ran away from that comediness. In my primary school, high school, I was always an edutainer. And I think even today's life, it took me a long time before I finally realized that, indeed, edutaining people for the sake of laughter, which is a priceless tool, is my calling. So with that, I would say, as a youth, look into yourself and say, this is what I want to do. Open your ears to critical criticism, because sometimes our passion might just be a facade. We are deceiving to ourselves. We know this is not for you, but you want to pretend it's for you. You see? So look into your heart. And as a child, I wish I've done more handy things. You know what I mean? I'm a village boy. I was born in a bigger town. But once I went to visit my grandmother, those melodies of playing with nature, of going into the woods, made me fall in love with Mother Nature and village life. And I'm proud to be a village boy. So I learned a lot. Unfortunately, I was more on the physical element. I remember a grand uncle of mine who said he was a tailor, a very powerful tailor in those days, a fashion designer these days, they call. I was good on physical things, football, not the American handball they call football, the real football. I don't call it that as what they call, because it's football. I was good on that. I was good in running, whatever. He said, take some time, learn how to sew. He said, because with this, you are never too old for it. He said, with the physical sports, after a while, you can't. And now I realize, yes, when my little boy, wants to chase a ball. I can't even chase him. The talent is there, but the body is weak. Yeah. So those are some of the throwbacks I think of. And my saying to children or youths is explore as a youngster. You have time, but time waits for no one. Learn as many opportunities that come your way, and shape to the one that you dearly love.
Second to last question. What skills and virtues should young people develop to prepare for life?
Back to self-realization. Loving self, caring for self, respecting self, not afraid to criticalize matters. Once you have that, you've got the tool of life that will guide you. Because when you disrespect yourself, that's the ground that makes you disrespect others. Control your temper. And don't always think that you want to be like others because you don't know the shoes you're walking in. You can never understand what took them there. So don't envy them. Envy is a double-sided sword. You can envy positively, but never underestimate anybody. The same way, when you don't underestimate yourself, you can never underestimate others. Because life's difficulties, the trials and tribulations are not unique to one person. Lend a hand, and a hand will be given to you when you're in need. But never rely on others. Never rely on others, not even your parents, your siblings. Because at the end of the day, self-sufficiency is wellness. Dependency is a mental enslavement. Save yourself and be who you are. As my grandmother will say, and I will end on that, we are what we act, what we eat, what we drink. So feed yourself. No little what it is fulfilling.